Alright, lesson 19. So far, everything we've played has been in C position. Your right hand thumb is on middle C. Your left hand pinky is on the C below that one. It's called C position. So now, we're going to learn a new position. And it's this easy. Pick your hands up. Move over to the G with your thumb and your pinky. Remember, we were here. That's middle C. I went up to the right. Up is to our right. Down is to our left. Up is to our right. So I went up to G. And that's called G position. Now if you look at the middle of the page, you have bass clef and treble clef separated, and it says play and say the note names. Be sure to do this several times, because you're used to C, D, E, F, G, but now it's G, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, G, G, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, G, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, G. You just got to practice that over and over. Right hand, G, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, G. Now, if you notice, your bass clef has the ledger line going through this C here, in the middle of the C. It's the C above the bass clef staff. And the D that you're playing with your thumb in your left hand is the D just above that C, which is one ledger line above the bass clef staff. But let's look at what that is. In our left hand, we have those 5 notes. This is the C we're talking about. That's one ledger line above the bass clef staff. But this is middle C, where your thumb used to be. When you're in C position, that's where your thumb is. Now in G position, that's the exact same note, but it's in your left hand finger too. So that's middle C there, and when you see it in the treble clef, which if we look back a page in your book, on the bottom of page 49, the C here in this chord is middle C. That was the song in 3/4 time from the last lesson. But your thumb in the right hand is playing this middle C. And that is now the second finger in your left hand. So that's how close the treble clef and bass clef staff are together. Alright, let's look at the intervals in G position. Remember, melodic intervals are when the 2 notes of an interval are played separately. Harmonic intervals are when the 2 notes of an interval are played together. So this is G position with a repeat sign. Starts with the right hand. Left hand comes in after. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was melodic intervals. Now here's the same intervals, but as harmonic intervals on the bottom of page 50. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, here we have 2 new songs, top of 51, called Love Somebody. If you notice, it says F-P in the middle. Well, that's a new dynamic sign. How can you be loud and soft? Well, it means first time loud, second time soft, because there's a repeat sign at the end. So everything is loud the first time. Everything is soft the second time. So go ahead and pause it and take a look at Love Somebody. Alright, so I will play it now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that was loud the first time, soft the second time. We didn't talk about this beforehand, but I want you to know that these slurs all mean to play legato, which means smooth and connected. So you don't want to do, because these 4 have a slur. So you aren't detaching them, you're attaching them. It's kind of like this next one starts and I get to pick up the previous one. So those slurs, and if you listen to the way I played it the second time, so I did it one time through and then the repeat when it was piano, the left hand, I don't know if it was the first time or the second time. So the left hand in measure 2 or the left hand in measure 4. I didn't pick my thumb up far enough to replay the D with one of those measures. Every other time I did it, but there was one that I didn't get the D up in. It was, you hear more of that, the walking and lying down, and not the repeat of the D each time. So that was my mistake. But I just figured I'd leave it in so I could point it out to you. Alright, so let's take a look at A Friend Like You on the bottom of 51. Before you play your hands together, play left hand alone, naming each harmonic interval. Alright, so it starts with an incomplete measure. Count backwards. That last quarter note would be beat 4. The previous one would be beat 3. And the previous would be beat 2. There's got to be one beat left over. Look at the last measure. There's your beat left over. So, you should say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and you would start on beat 2 with finger 5. These numbers can get confusing, but it's finger 5, beat 2. Let's see, anything else? There is a repeat sign. It says, this is optional. You know, if your keyboard doesn't have the notes, it doesn't have the notes. But some keyboards are 73 key or 61 key. So take a look. If yours has it, then you can do this option that is there. Repeat the left hand 1 octave lower. So if this is our G position, an octave is 8, and it's going to be the exact same note. So we're on a G right now to start, right? This lowest note here is a G, the top one's a D. That's what the left hand does. So this says repeat with left hand 1 octave, 8 notes lower. So it's just your left hand in the next G position down. That's G and D. That's G and D. So pause it, work on it, and I'll play it for you now. Starts on an incomplete measure. 1. I made sure you saw my left hand hopefully move to the next G down. Well, I played these 3 notes in the right. I have all those rests, those 3 beats of rest to move after I do. So that's it. just goes right to it. Anything else to point out? Don't think so. Well, that concludes this lesson. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have questions, let me know. Take a look at page 50 and 51.